Initially, the entire Northeast was under the one state of Assam and one union territory, NIFA, that is Northeast Frontier Agency. Later on, NIFA was named Arunachal Pradesh and granted the status of separate state in the year 1987. While NIFA was developing comfortably and in harmony with the rest of the country, problem develops in other tribal area that were under the administrations of Assam. Main factors responsible for insurgency in Northeast are feeling of alienations and deprivations among the tribal population. They feel that they are not treated as par with the other citizenship of India. Porosity of the border with the Myanmar due to the difficult terrain and similar ethnicity across the border on the Myanmar side. Apart from that, there is changes in the demographic pattern due to infiltration across the border, lack of development and basic amenities, and instability in the Myanmar. Proximity to Golden Triangle, ensuring funding for separatist and secessionist organizations via supporting to illegal and drug smuggling. Many of our neighboring countries are being used by insurgent group for shelter and training. Naga Group, an Assam-based insurgent group, operates from our neighboring country, Myanmar. Militant group of Meghalaya and Tripura from Bangladesh. Arms are also procured from across China, and the main source of funding is extortion and armed drug smuggling. In the mid-1950s, Pizo raised the banner of revolt in Nagaland, and later on it spread to the state of Mizoram, Manipur, Tripura and Meghalaya. Meanwhile, in 1960, Assamese was made the sole official language of the state, which led to an immediate and strong reactions in the tribal district. Various political parties of the hill tribal populations began to feel alienated from the Assamese and the Bengali residents of the plain. The tribals were afraid of losing their identity and being assimilated by the policy of Assaminizations in the government job and other professions led to the formations of All-Party Hill Leader Conference in 1960. Representative of the hill areas marches into the All-Party Hill Leader Conference in 1960 and demanded a separate state within the Indian Union. The APHLC fought election and secured 11 out of 15 seats in the Assam Legislative Assembly, which was reserved for the Autonomous Hill District. There were demonstrations and major agitations which developed in different tribal areas, and in the election held in 1962, an overwhelming majority of the assembly seats from the tribal areas were won by the advocates of separate states and decided to boycott the Assam State Assembly. Finally, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura were granted statehood in the year 1972. Meanwhile, secession's movement developed in Nagaland and Mizoram. Nagaland was already granted statehood in the 1963 itself, while Mizoram became a state in the year 1987. Let us see about the present situations of Northeast insurgency. Now, the security situation in most of the northeastern state has remained complex for a long time because of number of militant outputs and the diverse demand. The states like Assam, Manipur and Nagaland have continuously been a point of worry. Lower Assam area and Kabi Anglong regions are prone to ethnic and communal tension. The mistrust between the tribals and the non-tribal in Bodo area has been growing. Garo insurgency in Meghalaya continue and non-Manipuri are being targeted increasingly in the Manipur state. At the same time, the state like Mizoram and Tripura has shown remarkable success in controlling insurgency, and now they are largely peaceful for quite long times. The government has signed ceasefire and suspension of operation with most of the insurgent group in this region. The government has steadily pursued the policy of dialogue and negotiation with any outfit which agree to forego the path of violence and come forward for peace talk within the constitution framework of India. In general, the security situations in most of the northeastern states has shown considerable improvement during the last few years. A major insurgent group operating in the northeastern state and were declared unlawful association and terrorist organizations under the Unlawful Activity Prevention Act 1967 are: in the state of Assam, the major insurgent group that are operating are: number 1, United Liberation Front of Assam, that is ULFA; National Democratic Front of Bodoland, that is NDFB; and Kamatapur Liberation Organization, KLO. The major insurgent groups that are operating in the state of Manipur are People's Liberation Army, United Nations Liberation Front, People's Revolutionary Party of Kangleipak, Kangleipak Communist Party, Manipur People's Liberation Front, and Coordination Committee Korgams, which is a conglomeration of 6 valley-based underground outfit. In the state of Meghalaya, the major outfit groups are Shinwip National Liberation Council, Garo National Liberation Army. And in the state of Tripura, the major insurgent group are All Tripura Tiger Force, National Liberation Front of Tripura. In Nagaland, the major insurgent group are NSCN K, NSCN IM, NSCN KN, and NSCN R. The security situations in the northeastern state, which remain complex for quite some time because of the diverse demand of ethnic group and various militant outfit, improved substantially. At the same time, the number of insurgency-related incidents in the region has declined by more than 36%. Similarly, security forces casualties and civilian casualties in the regions has also declined a lot.